Alright, next restoration project. On the level of cool, rare, very, very valuable. Wait till y'all see this. Anybody know what that is? This is a official Boy Scouts of America 1940s era knife and hatchet kit. Okay, there's your belt loop right there. It's where it hooked onto your belt. I don't know if you can see that, but the snap says Boy Scouts of America. Now it should have a strap here to hold the knife in, which is missing, which I will replace. Look at the knife first. Tang stamp, official Boy Scouts of America. Let's see, I believe this is made by Plum. It also made a lot of World War II stuff. Made in USA, of course, but now right here on the blade, it's very, very faint. It's what I call a screen print. It's not engraved right there, but it says official Boy Scouts of America, so I will not buff that off. I'll try to clean up the tang stamps really well. You clean up what I can, and of course polish the handle. That's a stacked leather handle with a brass guard. That is aluminum, and that'll clean up very, very nice. Now let's look at the hatchet. Okay, the hatchet itself, pretty good shape. It's been used. It's the edge is all boogered up, but I'll fix that, no problem whatsoever. Now engraved here, which you can't see it, but yet, and this is engraved. Not exactly sure what it says, but it does say Boy Scouts of America. On the handle, it says official Boy Scouts of America. So I've got to be very, very careful with that, not to sand that off. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to sand it at all. I'm going to clean it really, really well with some steel wool and re-oil it. This will be an oil finish. Now these were painted. That's the way they were, except for the edge was polished. And I'm going to do the same thing. So there we go. On the cool factor, this is the stuff right here. Very rare. You don't see these things often. I went ahead and researched this one in the beginning. As it is, just like it is, $500 minimum. Just like it sits right now. Now after I get done with the restoration, if it was mine, $700 piece right here. Of course it's not mine. Now everything that all these restorations are from one client, and so far this is the most valuable and the coolest piece of history there is right here. Now the stitching looks okay except for right in here, so I'm just going to re-stitch that one section with some thread, and we'll see that at the very end. So I'll do the I'm going to start right now. I'm going to do the hatchet first. I'm going to put it on the wire wheel, clean it all up. There's a little bit of boogering right here where somebody has hit it with a hammer, which you don't do that with a hatchet or an axe. It's not a wedge, but It's not bad. I can file that off by hand pretty easily. But we're gonna start that and get that done right now. This is cool, especially being as I was a Boy Scout myself back in the 70s, and I never seen one of these. We had the folding Boy Scout knives they would let us have, but I never had a hatchet and all that kind of stuff. So very cool. I'll show you a little bit along and we'll see it in the end. Alright, after the wire wheel cleanup, you can see right here it says Plum. That's the Plum company. And over here there is a Boy Scouts USA emblem stamped in there. I may not paint this, I may gun blue it instead of painting it. Because if I paint it, I'm afraid it'll fill all that in where you won't see it. We got it cleaned. I'm going to take care of these corners, then we're going to go to the buffer and I'm going to buff it to a pretty high polish for cleaning, and then we'll decide what we're going to do with it. So forth and so on. Now get it cleaned up, get it gun blued. That's what I decided to do, and I'll tape off the handle. And we'll work on the handle next. Alright, hatchet is done. 2 coats of gun blue. Got it oiled, polished. Got the blade straightened back out, very sharp. Now the handle, like I said, I cleaned it up with some steel wool. It has a couple of marks on it from where it had been used, so we'll leave those in there. And very faintly you can see this is official Scout knife. Probably can't see it on the camera, but I have a few coats of linseed oil on it. That's the original finish, is still on it. come out really, really nice. Now let's move on to the knife. Now I've got this covered up right here where the it says official Boy Scout USA thing is on there, but it's like the screen print stuff. If you try to buff that, that'll come off. So I'm gonna leave that on there best I can. Lightly buff the rest of the blade, and then really heavy buff the handle. Get it looking nice. So let's go over to the buffer and do that. Alrighty, knife is all cleaned up and done. And I'll say again, I did not high polish the blade because we didn't want to lose this right here. I know you can't see it on the camera, but if you turn it just the right way, you can see it. Official knife from Boy Scouts of America. And it's on the tank stamp too, so no doubt what it is. Polished up the handle. Now, let's move on to the sheath. Let's work on that strap there first. Alright, I got the sheath just about done. I restitched that missing part there. Got the loop for the knife there. Now, it's very, very hard to match colors, especially on this old stuff. I've still got to oil dip it. I've got the oil getting hot, and that'll darken it some more. The knife will go in there, snap it shut like that. There we go. We'll take a final look after I oil dip it. It'll have to dry overnight, and we'll see it in the morning. Fun project. Very cool stuff. Very rare stuff. You don't see stuff like this every day. Alright, we're just about done with our restoration on our Boy Scout axe and knife. I'm going to oil this down good. Like I said, it had been beat on a little bit here. Got that straightened out. The edge was all chipped up. Not bad, but bad enough. You can tell somebody had tried to grind on it. I got that smoothed out. It is sharp. Very, very, very sharp. Okay, pretty good coat of oil. The handle, I cleaned it really well with steel wool. And there's 2 or 3 coats of linseed oil on it. And it still has the official Boy Scout axe on there. Or Scout axe. You still see that. Now the knife, same thing, a little bit of oil. Got the tang stamp cleaned up real well, you can read it. Official Boy Scouts of America. No, I can't see that. Without my glasses anyway. Made in USA, patented. It doesn't say who made it, but Plum made the hatchet. Very good chance this is a Plum, or maybe Camillus. Probably a Plum. Now the sheath for it. All done. cleaned it really well, oil dipped it, fixed that stitching that was bad. I made a strap for it, but I didn't like it at the end. I just didn't like it. I had another old sheath about from the same time period that's not much good for anything, but it did have a good strap on it that just happened to fit. So we put our knife in here. Snap that down. Remember, this snap here has the Boy Scout emblem on it also. Very, very nice piece. Be careful not to cut my hand. There we go. All done. Now, once again, this is from the 40s, maybe early 50s. Value, if I were going to sell it, I would list it at $600. Would not take less than $550 if it was mine. Unfortunately, it's not. So we'll get it ready to get sent back to its owner as soon as the next batch is finished up. Now, thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support. Now remember, if you have restorations you'd like done, stuff like this or anything, email is down below in the description box. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.